Now, good morning students. My topic today is insulin and its mechanism of action and the physiological role of insulin on different metabolic parts. So, first of all, the insulin. So, you all know that insulin is a hormone. It is rather a peptide hormone. Now, in 1922, two scientists, Banting and Best, you all know the name. These two scientists first invented insulin, and the importance of insulin is that it is the first hormone to be isolated in a pure form. We all know that insulin is secreted from the beta cells of islets of pancreas. So, 1922, Banting and Best first invented the insulin, and for the invention of insulin, Banting received Nobel Prize. Another two important facts about the insulin is it is the first hormone to be isolated, and in 1958, Sanger, he got Nobel Prize due to, as he described the protein sequencing for the protein sequencing of insulin. So it is the first protein whose sequencing was done. Another thing which is also important about insulin is that it is the first protein or the first hormone which was prepared by the recombinant DNA technology. So these three things are very important for insulin. It was the first hormone which was isolated as in the pure form. It is the first protein whose sequencing was done, and it is the first protein which will be produced by the recombinant DNA technology. And Banting and Best are the two scientists who first recovered the insulin is in pure form, and it is and we all know that it is secreted from the pancreatic beta cells. In pancreas, islets of pancreas, there is three cells are there: alpha cells, beta cell, and the D cell. From alpha cell, glucagon is secreted. From beta cell, insulin is secreted, and from D cell, somatostatin is secreted. So it is the history about insulin. Now the second thing is what is the chemical nature of insulin? Chemical structure of insulin. So insulin is a peptide hormone which contain 51 amino acids, and two chains are there. One is A chain and another one is B chain. So peptide hormone containing 51 amino acids and two chains are there. One is A chain and another one is B chain. So, and some linkages are there. That is our disulfide linkage. These are present in the structure of insulin. So this disulfide linkage can be classified as interchain and intrachain. Interchain means between two chains A and B, and intrachain means within the chain itself. So these two types of disulfide bond is present in the structure of insulin. Now see, if I draw the structure of insulin, then if I draw the two chain, suppose this is our A chain, it contains pure 21 amino acid, and this is the B chain, it contains 30 amino acid. So A chain and B chain, 21 and 30 amino acid. Now the interchain disulfide. See, this is between A7 and B7. 7 amino acid of A chain and 7 amino acid of B chain, there is a disulfide, A7 and B7. Secondly, there is A20 and B19. There is another disulfide, A20 and B19. So these two interchain disulfide linkages present, A7, B7 and A20, B19. And one intrachain disulfide linkage is present, that is between A6 and A11. Decrease with. So this is one intrat. So 3 disulfide linkage are present in the 51 amino acid containing insulin. First A7 and B7, then A20 and B19. These two are interchain, means between the two chains, and one intrachain disulfide linkage is present, that is A6 and A. So this is the basic structure of insulin. 51 amino acid, 2 chain and the disulfide linkage. Now the synthesis of insulin. See, now the synthesis of insulin. Insulin is synthesized from the pancreatic beta cells in the form of pre-proinsulin. Pre-proinsulin. Then it comes in the endoplasmic reticulum, and in the endoplasmic reticulum, the signal peptide or the leader sequence is removed, and this pre-proinsulin contains 109 amino acids. And in the endoplasmic reticulum, the signal peptide of the leader sequence is removed, and from pre-proinsulin we get the proinsulin. It contains 86 amino acids. So at about 23 amino acids are cleaved. 23 amino acids are cleaved, and there is formation of 86 amino acid containing proinsulin. And then this proinsulin comes in the Golgi. In the Golgi apparatus, again the C peptide, C or the connecting peptide. Here in the proinsulin, if we consider the structure of proinsulin, then this is the A chain. Here lies the connecting peptide, and there is the B chain. This portion is the C peptide or the connecting peptide. This portion is removed in the Golgi apparatus, and now we get the 21 amino acid containing A chain and the 30 amino acid containing B chain, and the C peptide portion is removed. So ultimately we get the insulin and the C peptide. So this is the synthesis of insulin. In the pancreatic beta cells, it synthesizes the pre-proinsulin. Then this pre-proinsulin comes in the endoplasmic reticulum. Here the 23 amino acid containing beta sequence is cleaved, and we get the proinsulin. Now this proinsulin comes in the Golgi apparatus, and in the Golgi apparatus this C peptide, the connecting peptide is removed, and we get the 21 amino acid containing A chain and 30 amino acid containing B chain. So thus by insulin we get our insulin. This is the synthesis of insulin. Now the next question, that is how insulin is secreted. How insulin is secreted. See. So after taking a glucose containing, a carbohydrate containing meal, we know that insulin is secreted. And during the class of GLUT, I have already told that GLUT2 is the GLUT which is present in the pancreatic beta cells. So if I consider this is the same pancreatic beta cell. Now what is happening in the pancreatic beta cell? After a carbohydrate containing meal, this glucose via the GLUT2 receptor, it enters within the pancreatic beta cell. So this cell is the pancreatic beta cells. Against the glandular cells, beta cells are present. Now glucose enters within the pancreatic beta cells, and then it undergoes glycolysis. So the phase of glycolysis in aerobic condition is pyruvate, and then the pyruvate enters in the oxidative phosphorylation state, and there is formation of ATP. Now in the pancreatic beta cell, there is a potassium ATP, potassium channel, and the fact is that this ATP inhibits this potassium channel, and it blocks that at this potassium channel. So now the cell becomes depolarized, and here lies the calcium channel. As early as the cell is depolarized, calcium enters within the cell. And within the pancreatic beta cells, these insulin are present in the vesicular form, and as calcium enters, it causes the vesicle to become externalized, and now insulin gets liberated. So this is how insulin is secreted after a carbohydrate containing meal. So see, we take a carbohydrate containing meal. Now from carbohydrate glucose is there. This glucose via the GLUT2 receptors enters into the pancreatic beta cells, and with the pancreatic beta cells, this glucose enters in glycolysis and oxidative phosphorylation, and there is liberation of ATP. And within the pancreatic beta cells, there are the potassium channels. And this ATP blocks this potassium channel. As well as this potassium channels are blocked, the cell get depolarized. And there are calcium channels are also present in the cell. When the cell get depolarized, these calcium channels get opened and calcium enters within the cell. Here, insulin is in the vesicular form, and this excess calcium causes the vesicle to become externalized, and now insulin is secreted from the pancreatic beta cells. So, thus the insulin is secreted from